Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer. Say, what do you call it when Iron Man does a cartwheel? A Ferris wheel. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at Marvel Zombies Clash of the Sinister Six from CMON.
We'll get back to the review in just a moment. I want to take a minute to ask you to check out my other channel, that is Cody Carlson PhD, where we talk about history, books on history, military history. I even post some of my lectures for my classes on there. Please check that out. Please subscribe to that channel. And now, back to the review.
In Marvel Zombies Clash of the Sinister Six from CMON, 1 to 6 players take on the roles of various villains and baddies in either hero mode or zombie mode as they attempt to battle and even duke it out in a team scenario. Now, this expansion contains 14 new game pieces. You have a bunch of baddies, and yet here they're divided among 6 superheroes and 6 zombie heroes, and you have 2 bystanders. Now, the 6 superheroes here are Mysterio, Venom, Black Cat, Craven, Scorpion, and Sandman. The 6 zombie heroes include Green Goblin, Vulture, Lizard, Electro, Rhino, and Dr. Octopus. Your 2 bystanders are Gwen Stacy and Flash Thompson. Now, additionally, you have 4 double-sided game tiles, and you also have some new tokens. And the new tiles introduce the subway system. You've got some special rules there. But what really makes this expansion unique is it has an entirely new way to play Zombicide team mode. Now, in this contested version of Zombicide, on one side you have the zombie heroes, and the other side you have the superheroes, and they are going to do battle with each other. They're both controlled by a different player. Now, in this version, there is essentially a section of the board that is closest to one player is going to be kind of their baseline, and they're going to have 2 or 3 base tokens are actually going to place out. That's where they can kind of spawn from. Now, on the board, there's also a number of red objectives, which is important for scoring. But essentially, how this game works is you start with a number of the zombies on the board. Now, I should point out, you do need both the Marvel Zombies version to play this game as well as the X-Men version. You need both core boxes in order to play this because you're going to have your own zombie minions. That's what they're referred to here as minions. Of course, the zombie side has the walkers. The hero side has the shield agents. Now, what's going to happen is every turn you're going to alternate playing your superheroes and zombie heroes on the board. And once that's done, once you're trying to attack each other, you're trying to hit each other, and you're trying to take out the other side's minions. Now, when that's done, you go to the minion side, and essentially all of the walkers move and all of the shield agents move. They're all moving against each other. Now, they can exist in the same space and they don't do anything. They just kind of go through each other. Essentially, that's all they do. They spawn on your side and they move toward the other side. And you are trying to take out your opponents before they get to your side, because if they get to your side, they will score 1 point. If ever you control an objective, which means you have more of your characters, that's both your super heroes or super zombies and your minions in that space than the enemy, then you control it. And if you control an objective, you get 3 points. If ever you succeed in destroying one of the enemy's heroes, zombie hero or superhero, then you get 3 points. Now you also have team cards. Essentially, you start with 2 team cards, and then at the end of every round, you each draw 2 team cards. And these give you special abilities. They allow you to do different things on the board to help you score those points and to get into more advantageous positions. Now you keep doing this, you keep going back and forth, sending your waves of zombies out, attacking the enemy zombies, trying to cover as much as you can to protect your own zone, while at the same time getting your minions to the other side of the board. Now each player is keeping track of their score on a tray you're not using, because you've got the trays in front of you that you are using. You always have one tray off to the side you are not using, except that you're using its experience point tracker to track your points. As soon as one side or the other gets to 43 points, which is the top of the track, then they win. Marvel Zombies, Clash of the Sinister Six. So, okay, that's the basic gist of how you play this new iteration here, this new way to play Zombicide. Now, I should point out, these characters, of course, you can integrate them into your other games of Zombicide. You don't have to play with the team mode. You can buy this just for the content of the characters. And also, too, there is at the back of the book, I think, 1 hero mission and 1 zombie mission. So you can still integrate this with your other stuff. You don't just have to play the team mode. First of all, let me say this. I love the characters here. I love these characters. Doc Ock is probably one of my favorite Zombicide figures of all time. He is just beautiful. Looks great. He's fun, and he's scary looking, and it's just a beautiful mini here. But of course, as always, all the minis look great here. Really like that. So I like having this new content. I like having these new characters here. Now, team mode. Ray and I went through and we played the team mode, and I'll say this right now. Playing Zombicide in this team mode is a vastly different game than standard Zombicide. It's incredibly different. It feels very, very different. One of the big things you'll like about Zombicide is it is a very fun and approachable and easy and yet very tense cooperative game. I mean, it's to me, when I think of playing a cooperative game, I think of Zombicide, and I have for a decade now. It's my go-to cooperative game. I love it, and one of my favorite solitaire games too. I love playing Zombicide solitaire. So this is quite a bit different. This is a departure. This team mode, and I'll say this: it's fun. I enjoyed it. There's some tension there with trying to get your guys across and trying to really play defense and cover your whole area, and making sure that on one hand you are engaging with the enemy heroes, but at the same time you're trying to make sure the enemy's horde doesn't get to your side of the board. I was playing this game with Ray, and we're going back and forth. And my strategy was I was trying to hit all of his heroes, because that's 3 points. So I'm going after his heroes like nothing. And I got way out ahead of him. But then he had this massive horde of zombies that was coming to the board, and we're both like, I think I was like at around 40, and he was like about 30. But he's got this massive horde of zombies, and I think I was at 41, and he gets this them there, and he's like at 42. So it's like the next kill, right? And or the next point scored rather. So my business then was just trying to take down one of his heroes, and I did, and I got it. So it's an interesting way, because you can concentrate on taking down the heroes, you can concentrate on the objectives, or you can concentrate on just trying to get your guys across. In that case, you got to really be running interference for them with your heroes. So it's an interesting game. It's an interesting puzzle. Having said that, I had fun with it and I liked it. But having said that, I would not buy this expansion if it was just that. If it was just playing Zombicide like that, I don't know that I need it. But I would buy it for the content, for the characters. Like I say, Doc Ock is, like I said, it's a beautiful sculpture. But the various characters and their abilities are really a lot of fun. I really enjoyed playing with these characters and seeing some of the things they could do, and in integrating these characters into my other wider games of Marvel Zombies. So for the content alone, this expansion is worth it. Now, I like having this team game, and it's something I have no doubt I will play again at some point and love and enjoy. But it won't be my go-to way to play Zombicide, right? It's very different. It's kind of weird seeing like your zombies and their zombies just kind of pass each other. You would almost think there'd be some kind of an attritional warfare between them. I don't know. But in any event, it's a fun game and it's a great expansion. Really, on what what makes it great is the content. The team game is fun, but I think it's worth it just to get the content. So on that basis, I'm going to say for Marvel Zombies Clash of the Sinister Six, buy it. I think you're going to love these characters. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we ask you to please leave a comment for us here on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on our Facebook page, or on thediscriminatinggamer.com. We'd ask you to please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. And I'd ask you to check out my other channel, that is Cody Carlson PhD, where we talk about military history, books on history, fun things like that. I even post some of my lectures on that channel. So please check out that channel and subscribe to that channel. It would mean a lot to me. We'd also ask you to please leave a thumb to this video on Board Game Geek. And if you are a big fan of the channel, you like the content we bring you here, I'd ask you to humbly click on the Super Thanks button and leave a contribution. Ladies and gentlemen, did you know that M. Night Shyamalan's The Sixth Sense was actually the very first MCU film? I see Deadpool. Please somebody help me on my feet again, and I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where I've been. Please somebody help me on the solid ground. It's a long time, and I'll be dying. Once a year I wind up in the band.
So in summation, I have got to say that I hate this game. Psych, I love it. It's probably my favorite game I've ever played.